Hi everyone, welcome to She Gets It. I'm Nora.
And I'm Ro.
And this is a space for conversations that get you because we do. It's funny how organized and disorganized I feel at the same time. Like I find myself to be quite an organized person in the sense that I plan things out. I have a calendar, I have a diary. Like I make sure that I know what I'm doing, where I'm going. That's always planned. I'm very organized in that sense. But then there's a whole lot of stuff happening in my head that is so not organized.
Yeah.
And I didn't realize that I think I'm functioning in some type of organized chaos. Like I'm organized but chaotic at the same time.
Right, okay. Tell me more.
And I've had some feedback about
Even
this.
like feedback? Has this been professional feedback?
This is feedback that has been brought to my attention.
Feedback that you were unaware of?
Yes, that although
Was
I
it
am
unsolicited? It was unsolicited.
unsolicited, but it was quite refreshing.
Oh, good.
Because it gave me the opportunity to sort of like reflect and have some insight into, okay, so I think I'm organized, and yes, I am in certain aspects, but I'm not all necessarily that organized. Like I feel I'm organized, but it may not necessarily come across that way to other people witnessing me, especially in the way that I work, because I will juggle 100 tasks at once. That is just the only way that I know how to function. Like I can't just sit and complete the one task.
Same girl.
I literally will have to juggle 5 to 10 things at one time.
Yeah, I hear you. I'm exactly the same. As soon as you were talking, something that I was thinking about, so you mentioned you're organized, right? So when I'm at work and I am working on my computer, on my Mac, I have each desktop in a certain order so that I know how I can swipe between the desktop screens.
Yeah.
But what will always happen is I will tell myself, okay, I'm going to do this one thing in my calendar, and then I see something else in my calendar and it sparks a thought. I'm like, oh, I need to message that person.
Oh my God.
I go to message that person, but then they've sent me through an update for something. So then I'm like, oh, I got to check where that update was and move it to where it now is, but then I've got to download that file and then upload it somewhere. And then I go to upload it somewhere and I'm like, no, I've got to upload it and update multiple other things. And then I go to my emails and I get an email from someone, and it's a constant process. And then I catch myself and I say, no, just focus on what you're originally doing. Can't for the life of me remember what I was originally doing.
Like the initial task
Yes.
then spikes another task, which reminds you about another thing that you've got to do and another thing. And then it's like 3 hours before you get back to the original thing that you were meant to do.
Until you circle back using the corporate jargon.
Yes, literally.
Yes, exactly. And it becomes so mentally taxing. Like, I don't know about you.
It's very draining.
Absolutely, because you get to a point as well of feeling like your brain really is about to explode, and you get so fatigued so much quicker.
Yes.
If we were focusing on single tasking, 3 hours would feel a lot more manageable. But all of a sudden, because we're cycling through so many things, and then you've got people asking you and needing you for things, then that 3 hour window, for example, it feels so long because your mind isn't able to just engage in sustained focus.
Correct.
And that's what makes it so challenging, right? Like feeling like, to your point, that we're organized, but then it's organized chaos because there's stuff around us that we can't control, and things come up all the time, right? Emails come up, reminders come up, questions come up, things come up that you can't plan for, essentially. Yeah.
It's intense.
It's intense. It's a whole process. But anyway, feedback that you received and you were able to reflect.
Yeah, so I was just able to reflect on, oh, okay, I am quite disorganized in the way that I do things, that I can't complete one thing at blah, 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 blah.
That was great. That was so good.
Rewind. Yes, so I was able to reflect on how organized I actually am and what that looks like to me versus what it looks like to other people. So I feel like I can't operate without knowing all the things.
And I loved that visual effect.
Right? The little...
That was good.
Spirit
fingers.
Little spirit fingers.
Yeah.
But I can now see how it looks so disorganized to other people because I am constantly jumping from one thing to the other and so quickly. And it is quite taxing mentally, the energy that it takes. Like, so I do feel the burnout and the fatigue a lot more because I'm just go.
Absolutely.
On all the things.
Yeah.
So I'm going to get an ADHD assessment done.
Love that for you.
Yeah. Or more specifically, a neurodivergent assessment because they cover ADHD and autism at the same time.
Okay. So we might have a sprinkle of the tizzy.
So we might have a sprinkle of the tizzy.
Stunning. A sprinkle of the tizzy with the ADHD.
Along with the sprinkle of the other things. Because there are other categories that I dabble in as well.
Oh, so stunning. So you just...
Let's just add another layer.
Yeah, she's diverse.
She's diverse.
She's neurodiverse.
She's neurodiverse.
She's neurospicy.
She's neurospicy. I love that.
Yeah.
She's mental health diverse. She's physical health diverse. Really, I mean, there's quite a few in the different categories. I'm clocking up quite a list.
You really are. Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
So realistically, what you're saying is you're getting a neurospicy assessment.
I'm getting a neurospicy assessment
to figure out your level of spice.
Just to figure out my level of spice, which, let's face it, I think is pretty high. Because I would just rather know.
Yeah, absolutely.
I would rather know so I know how to manage it.
Yeah.
And make it a part of my everyday.
Absolutely.
You know, in order to just better manage and carry on. It's not a negative thing.
No.
You know, I don't really see doing those types of assessments or having any type of diagnoses as a negative. If anything, it's a strength, because the more that you know about it yourself, the more self-aware you are, the more you grow, the more you develop.
Absolutely.
The more you can, I think, sustain a healthier lifestyle, because
Absolutely.
you're in tune with yourself, you're aware of yourself, you know what works for yourself, what doesn't, what you need, what you don't need. So I'm interested to see what the outcome of that is, because again, I have had some unsolicited feedback around possibly being neurodivergent.
Okay.
Just in the way that I operate. So that'll be pretty interesting.
Wow. So we definitely need to stay tuned for the outcomes.
Stay tuned for the outcome.
There we go. And you know, it's really insightful, isn't it? Because what we were talking about recently was the fact that ADHD in adult women looks different compared to what we were raised to think it was.
Yeah.
So I don't know about you, but I remember being in school and ADHD was defined typically as the young boy in the class who couldn't sit still, who needed all of these special provisions made for them, who was always disruptive, who couldn't focus on a single task. And it really pigeonholed the idea of what ADHD was. Even as a teacher, I saw so many kids who, even though they haven't had a diagnostic assessment, and even though I am unable to provide one, it was very clear that there was some level of spice going on with them. Seriously. Because the ways that they would
I love
show
that
up,
term.
Yeah, there was something going on with them, and you best believe a lot of the times the parents were in complete denial. They would just, say, oh, they're just kids. And yeah, of course they are just kids, and kids can always change and grow and develop. But when you're unable to do certain things, it's really indicative of other aspects being at play. And it's not a bad thing at all. To your point, it just helps you better understand how to help yourself, or in that case, how to help someone around you.
Yeah.
But I know that what we've spoken about too is the fact that ADHD in women, especially adult women, looks so different. It's not that kid in the classroom running amok. It is, like you mentioned, organized chaos. It is the constant mental fatigue. It is the inability to focus. I mean, you and I were talking about this ADHD pre-assessment taking a couple of hours, and you were saying, holy shit.
How am I going to get through a 3-hour questionnaire? Definitely not in one sitting. I'm telling you that it is going to be a stop, start, save situation for the next 4 weeks. I'm telling you.
It's going to be a process.
Because it's that sense of overwhelm.
Yes.
I do get very overwhelmed very easily when I look at the big picture and look at something as a whole. I've learnt that I do need to break it down, and I do need to focus on one thing at a time, like take away one thing from a situation or from the picture to focus on, because if I look at the whole, I just freeze. And then I shut down and I can't get it done. So that's definitely something that I've been aware of over the past year and try to implement where I can, because it gets really difficult, like the level of overwhelm. Yeah.
Absolutely. Well, I think what we'll need to do from here, like we said, is stay tuned for the outcomes of Neurospicy assessment.
Neurospicy.
Neurospicy.
How are we going to differentiate the levels of spicy? Are we going mild to hot?
Yeah, we'd have to. Mild, medium, hot, spice.
Mild, medium, hot, extra spicy.
Extra spicy.
Extra spicy.
And then you know what? We can just keep adding those chili emojis for like however many layers of spice there are.
I love that.
Like if there's multiple categories and multiple layers of spice, you just keep adding a chili.
Yeah.
So the more chilies, the more spice.
The more chilies, the more spice. We could go up to like 10 chilies.
Honestly?
In like one row.
100%. Because there's layers going on up there. There really is. There's lots of layers.
Full of layers. So many layers.
Layers, full of categories, full of labels. But we're here to learn about it. We're here to understand ourselves and to better understand where we're going and how to figure that out.
Definitely. So stay tuned.
Stay tuned, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.